Nick Lorensen from the Porter Report back here again with another coaches showcase. Today, we have South Dakota State head coach Eric Henderson. Less than 10 years ago, this man was a high school head coach in Wisconsin. Just shows what hard work will bring you. Yeah, I mean, one of the most successful coaches in mid-major basketball over the last couple of years. Never finished below second in the Summit League. 18-0, first team ever in Summit League history to go undefeated 2 years ago. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great, Nick. I appreciate you having me on. Anytime we can talk hoops, especially this time in the year, and is a pretty special time.
Yes, sir. Talk about all that success. I mean, what's the key to that? 10 years ago, like I mentioned, high school, and you worked your way up, and now you're one of the most successful mid-major basketball coaches over the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, it's pretty simple. You better have a pretty good team around you. And it's important that you build relationships and you surround yourself with people that you trust and that share your core values, but also are able to challenge you and also have the similar goals to you. And I think that's what has been special about this place. We've had tremendous players. It starts with those guys. But the staff has been terrific. We've pretty much had our same staff the last 5 years. They're going on our 5th year. Tramel Barnes started with us, and now Kyle Marshall is with us. But other than that, everybody's been together. And so I think that's been a big part of it too. We're very, very connected. Our guys, believe in us, and it's a great combination. And so it's a lot more than me. I can promise you that, Nick. It's the people around me that, work hard and we talk about being in a circle and being together. And I think it's important for us to model that as a staff to our team. And our team sees that and they kind of feed off of that. And then, hopefully we play that style too. So, we're very, very fortunate to be at a place that people care too, and they care about our players. They care about us winning, and it's very blue collar, work ethic, attitude type deal, and you're going to earn what you get, and we've been pretty fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it expands beyond the university. The community, you have a great community support. Brookings loves their Jackrabbits. Talk about that community behind you.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty special. I mean, not only does it take, that support is so much needed in many ways. Not only is it needed, financially, the giving piece is really, really important to be able to, build buildings and be able to play in nice places, but also be able to create a student athlete experience that, our players appreciate and value, so they stay. And so that support is so important, but more importantly, the support that we get from our community by just showing up to our games, creating an atmosphere that is fun to play in. When we're in the grocery store, everybody says hello. Little kids are hanging on your legs, asking for autographs. We're pretty darn lucky to be where we're at.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It intrigues players like Zeke to come back. I mean, he's been one of the better players in mid-major basketball over the last couple of years. Max Asmus kind of overshines him because he's just a different type of player. But when you look at it, he's been one of the best players in mid-major basketball over the last couple of years.
Yeah, Zeke's terrific. Obviously being from Lawrence, Kansas, he knew a little bit about the Jackrabbits, and he really values the style that we play. We want to get up and down. We want to be able to score a bunch of points and compete defensively, but he values that support that we were just talking about. It's really important to, for him to be at a place that cares about you, and not about you winning and losing necessarily. Not that they don't care about that, but it might not be at the highest priority level. They want to see you succeed. And that's becoming a good husband. That's becoming a good father. That's becoming a productive citizen. That's success. Of course, we want to win, and we've done our fair share of that, but Zeke values that. And so for him to believe in us and to come back and we're excited for this year, and Zeke's a big part of that.
Yeah, doing your fair share of winning. I mean, you're the team that other teams circle on their calendar. Just talk about how special that is, and what's your mindset heading into all these Summit League games where you know that you have a target behind your back?
Well, it's fun. I mean, as a competitive person, in as a team, we value competitive spirit, and so if you don't like that, you probably should go somewhere else. But it's fun to go to, not only our place where the support is tremendous, but when we go on the road in the Summit League. You look at those attendance numbers, and my guess is when the Jackrabbits show up, they're probably going to have one of their better attendance nights. Is pretty fun to think about. It's a competitive league, and when you get everybody's best shot, it even makes it better.
Yeah, with that and the community support and the retention, I mean, you don't dig that much into the transfer portal, but you brought in Nate Barnhart this year. He was a key piece to Wyoming over this last couple of years, made the tournament 2 years ago as an at-large team. What have you seen out of him? What do you expect for him to bring into your program?
Yeah, like you said, Nick, we're very opportunistic when we look at the transfer portal. It's something that we know who's in there. We're always navigating it and always looking for that right fit. And 2 years ago, we got Matthew Moores from Wisconsin, and he's a South Dakota kid, and he redshirted and never played a game there. But him jumping into the transfer portal, being close to home was important to him, and playing for one of the state schools was really important. So we felt like the fit was terrific, and in the style of play too. And I can say the same for Nate. We recruited Nate out of high school. Nate played AAU with Zeke, so we knew his game very, very well, and we felt like we really needed to add some depth in the front court, and that's what we feel like Nate brings. Is he's a very versatile player. He's a guy that can stretch the floor. He runs really well. He's very skilled. We like guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot. And even though he's 7 foot, he can do all three of those things.
Yeah, and something that has to intrigue people like Nate when you're coming to the programs and non-conference schedule. We always do a great job with that. I mean, you're hosting Towson at the Pentagon. You're playing Kenton Akron. You're playing Wyoming and El Paso, so Nate gets another shot at them. About putting the schedule together, and do you have any more little nuggets for the future?
Oh, I wish I did, Nick. It's such a challenge. It's probably one of the most frustrating parts about our job is trying to put the schedule together, and there's a lot of facets to that, because, like you said, it's really, really important for us to make sure we challenge ourselves in the non-conference and make sure we're getting prepared for Summit League play. And so we want to put ourselves in some really, really tough spots, because we know we're going to be in those spots during the conference season. But it has to be reciprocal. You have to find teams that want to play you too. And as a mid-major, financial obligations start to come into play in those situations. So it's a really challenge. We're looking for 3 games yet right now, and it's in the middle of July. So it's still a process, but it will come together like it always does. But we love to play a couple high majors on the road, and I think that will be coming out here pretty soon.
Awesome. And then lastly, I know we're only a couple weeks into practice, but what have you seen out of this bunch so far that really intrigues you?
Well, the thing that I see the most is our connectivity, which is really, really important to us. We've got a unique group. We've got guys that have been in our program for 6 years, and we've got new guys that are eager to play, and some of them will. And so you will see a few fresh faces out there for the Jackrabbits, with Nate being one of them, and then there's a couple freshmen that will probably end up scratching the lineup as well. So that's the exciting part. This time of year, we want our guys to continue to get more comfortable every single day, and it's important that we let our guys play free, and we make them more comfortable. And that's what our whole goal is right now, is to continue to get connected both on and off the floor. And then we're trying to find out the best way for this group to play. We're trying to make some changes on the defensive end with how we guard ball screens. So we're trying some different things here and there, evaluating them, and then we'll be able to ready to rock and roll in September when they come back.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, I appreciate you hopping on. It's always fun, during the season to go on Midco SN and watch some Jackrabbits basketball. So I appreciate you coming on and talking with me.
Nick, always a pleasure. They do a great job. Our local media do a great job of covering us, and we're very, very fortunate for that and the support that we get.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you. Speak soon.
Yep, sounds good, Nick.